But what do you make of it all? So that's the interesting point. That's what matters. Let's head to Cheshire and talk to one of our viewers and listeners, Gray Smith. Morning to you, Gray. Really good to see you this morning. So what do you think of all this? Have you made up your mind? Is your mind being changed at all?
Yes. Up until last night, I was dubious about who I was going to vote for. But Rishi made some very strong points, and his stance on the economic position is clearly the right one. So right now, I'm going to be voting for Rishi. Unfortunately, when we talk about Liz's policies on economics, she wants to do everything that recent history shows causes increased inflation and basically damages the economy, which is like cutting interest rates, spend more money borrowing, which she will have to do if she reduces taxes, and tax cuts. So I think he has his finger on the pulse, and the big picture is not what we think of the man. I mean, it was quite clear last night that the presenter of the program was visually surprised at the response of the voters, the members who voted, because majority, at least 2/3 of them, were in favour of Rishi. So I think we can basically ignore the polls and know that Rishi has his finger on the pulse and knows what he's doing.
Good morning to you, Gray. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you think it is the state of the economy, that announcement from the Bank of England yesterday, that perhaps led to Rishi doing so well last night? Like you said, 2/3 of the audience raised their hand when they said that is who they would vote for. They would vote for Rishi Sunak. Do you think people now feel perhaps more confident in Rishi Sunak because of his economic expertise?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, when all is said and done, what affects voters and people in the public like myself and you is what happens to the money in your pocket. And if the wrong policies are applied and things escalate out of control, then, mortgage rates will go up 54%, or roughly 54% of the British population live in debt using credit cards and the like. That will cost a lot more, and it's going to hurt us in the pocket. So it is a very important point. I would like to just make a comparison. Prior to the crunch, the cost of living crunch with the green energy nonsense that went on, I call it nonsense, everybody was in favour of it. And were all waving their flags in support of it. But the minute the energy costs, which is the consequence of that policy, rose to affect the pockets of the people, everybody's turned around, and the general consensus now is get rid of all the surcharges and at least put it on hold to stop the damage it's doing to the economy.